All right, so hey guys, I'm making this video for anyone who needs the steps on how to complete Form 2290, which is the heavy vehicle use tax. So I'm going to go over the form as if this is your first time filling out this form. So please go to irs.gov, and then in this search box, in the top right, you're going to put Form 2290. It'll take you to this page. And I'm going to go to this link about Form 2290 just so I can show you. And obviously it tells you here what all you would use that form for. Now, I'm not going to go over every single thing, but I just want to, you guys to know where it's at. So going forward, you'll know what kinds of, things you need to report on the form. So down here under current revision, you want to make sure that you're in the right revision. So we're in 2023-07. So we'll open that as well as open the instructions. And we will scroll down and we see that we are in revision July 2023. And we are in the correct reporting period, which is July 2023 through June 30th, 2024. So here you're going to put in your business name. In this example, we're going to say ABC Transport. You're going to enter in your EIN number, and then you will enter in your address. Real quick, if this is your first time, you will not need to check any of these four boxes. It does not pertain to you. But real quick, if this is like your second time, or you filled out a previous form and you need to make a change, then, you would check the appropriate box. Or if this is your final return, then you would check the box down here for final return. But again, if this is your first time, you can just skip that section. You're going to come down to part 1, figuring the tax. And number 1, it says, was this vehicle reported on this return used on public highways during July of 2023? So if yes, in box 1 here, you would put 2023-07. Now, let's say, for example, you just purchased your truck and you don't plan on getting it until like the first week of August, right? So that means that we would need to look at the instructions, right, on page 3. So we're going to go to the instructions, go down to page 3, and here it says that if we're going to use the vehicle in August, right, then we have to file Form 2290 and then make your payment by October the 2nd of 2023. And then the date that we would use would be 2023-08. So that's the date that we're going to put in box 1. So 2023-08. Now, number 2 is tax. So it says enter the total from Form 2290, page 2, column 4. So we got to go down to page 2, and then we have to determine what type of vehicle we have. So in this example, I'm going to say that we have a semi, right, like a tractor. And so it's going to be over 75,000 pounds. So we're going to be category V. All right. And I'm going to say that we are not doing logging. So that means for the year, we would be paying $550. Now, in this example, we said that we started in August and not in July. So we will not be paying the $550. So we have to figure out how much we will be paying. So here it says partial period tax, vehicles used after July. We have to see the tables at the end of the separate instructions. So that means we got to come back to the instructions, and we're going to go to the very last page. And then we have to remember that we're category V, and then we're starting in August, right? And this is non-logging. So it's going to be 504.17. And then as you can see, if you start September, October, you'll see that the amount that's due, is less and less, right? So you just want to find whatever month you start in, find whatever month, and then that's the amount that you will put on your Form 2290. So that amount was 504.17. So we're going to come back here, right? So vehicles except logging, that's us. We have one vehicle. Here you could put 0 or you could just leave it blank for logging vehicles. Okay. Number of vehicles, 1. Oh, I'm sorry. Here you're going to actually put 504.17, excuse me. And then here you could put 0 or leave it blank. Vehicles, you have 1 vehicle. And then here you're going to just bring forth, right, that number. So just bring it across. So 504.17. Because we only have 1 vehicle, we'll just bring that balance down, 504.17. And then we have to come back up here to page 1. And for our text, we're going to put 504.17. We don't have any additional tax from increase because this is our very first time we're doing this, so we don't have to put anything. So here you're adding lines 2 and 3, so you're just going to bring that 504.17 down. And then credits. So you're not going to have any credits. And so what the credit would be is, let's say, for example, you filled out your 2290 form last year, and let's say you started in July and you paid the $550, but let's say in October you no longer had that vehicle. And so you would be requesting a credit for, October, depending on when in October. If you used it in October, then you wouldn't request for October, you would request for November. So let's just say from November to June, you're going to be requesting credits because you paid and you no longer had that vehicle. So then that's the amount that you would put there, and you would subtract the 2 amounts, and then that would be what you would have to pay. Seeing as how there are no credits in this example, we'll just bring that balance down, 504.17. Now, because this is the first time we're filling out this form, you can just skip this part 2 section, and you're going to come down to third-party designee. Do you want someone other than yourself to discuss this return with the IRS? If you do, you're going to check yes, and then you'll put the person's name, phone number, and PIN. If you do not, then you can check no. I do not, so I always check no. And then you would sign your name, date it, and then you would print and then put your phone number. Now, paid preparer use only. So if you paid someone to fill this form out for you and handle it on your behalf, then obviously you would not be filling out this form. They would fill out the form, and then you would pay for their service. This form is really not that difficult, so I hope that you're able to save a little bit of money and then just, fill the form out yourself. Now, I will say that there are websites that once you submit your information one time, if your information never changes, it's very, very, quick and easy to process it, process your renewals every month. If you need to make a change, you're obviously able to make the change, through those websites as well. And I'll bring that up a little later as we get down to the payment part. So try to save yourself a little money and do this yourself. Okay, so we've already done this part, right? Calculating the tax. So now we're on the Schedule 1. So the Schedule 1 is actually what gets transmitted over to, you'll have to send this form, and then the IRS will actually stamp this form and send it back to you. And this form is what you have to keep in your truck at all times. Okay, so here again, we're just going to repeat the information. So the name of your trucking company, in this example, ABC Transport LLC, your EIN number, your address, and then up here, right, we put 2023-08. So we're just going to put 2023-08 here. Now, if you have more than one vehicle, you would just list each vehicle on each line. In this example, we only have one. So I'm just going to put some numbers across, but you would put your actual VIN number. And then here, category A through W, you're going to want to put what your category is. Up here, right, we were category V because we were over 75,000 pounds. So here you're just going to put V. We're going to scroll down, and here it says total number of vehicles. In this example, we have one. Obviously, if you have more than one, you would put that number there. And then B is not going to apply to us. So then we'll just bring that one down to line C. Now, this one is just a continuation page. So if you have more than 24 vehicles, then you would be using this page. If you have just one, you can just skip this page, okay? And then that's it. You're going to sign your name, you're going to date it, and then you'll print your name and then put in your EIN number. And then the last thing is your payment voucher. So again, you're going to put your EIN number, and then it was 50417, and then it was 202308. Again, you're going to put ABC Transport or whatever the name of your company is, your address, and then your city, state, and zip. And that's it. So here it says, make your check or money order to payable to the United States Treasury. And then here it says you would send Form 2290, the payment voucher, and your payment to the Internal Revenue Service, P.O. Box 932500, Louisville, Kentucky 40293. So you would have to mail these things to the IRS. And so this is what I brought up earlier about express truck tax, because if you submit everything online through them, then they will submit it electronically, and it really comes back quite quickly. So they'll submit it electronically. You'll get an email saying, oh, it's been accepted by the IRS. And then you'll get an email a little later telling you that, here's your stamped copy. And then you are able to, print out that stamped copy. You don't need it mailed to you or anything like that. They will send you a copy of it. So sometimes they'll ask you, do you want to pay for an extra copy? You don't need an extra copy. They're going to email it to you, okay? And then you can print it out and you'll have it, you can put it in your truck. The reason I'm bringing that up is because obviously you know how slow the mail is, how slow the IRS personnel are. So you really, don't want to rely on them when you need that document in your truck, because you definitely do not want to be stopped by DOT and not have that document, in your truck. So that's the only reason why I say you may want to use a company like Express Express Truck Tax, I think. So you definitely want to use a company like that. There's other companies. I use that company, so that's why I'm mentioning it. But they do charge a fee. It can be anywhere from like $9.95 to $14.95. It just depends. And then you're just paying for them to process your payment and stuff for you. So it's fairly quickly. So like I said, if you're trying to do this like at the end of your reporting period, like in this example, right? In this example, let's go back to page 3. In this example, you have to have the form submitted and make your payment by October the 2nd. So if you're trying to do it at, the end of September or something like that, and you're just trying to hurry up and get it done, then you definitely can, do it online. It'll get processed a lot quicker than obviously, mailing it in. So it's up to you. But I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please reach out and I'll try my best to answer them.